Hidden Black inventors who built the modern world. What if I told you the technology saving lives, powering your home, connecting your devices, and even getting you to work safely, exists because of Black inventors you've probably never heard of? From life-saving medical breakthroughs to the foundations of modern computing and space travel, Black brilliance has built the world as we know it. And yet, history keeps these names in the shadows. Welcome to My Blackness 100, where we shine a spotlight on the untold genius of Black excellence. This is more than a history lesson. It's a revelation. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll never see the modern world the same way again. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment to help us reclaim the narrative. Let's honor Black brilliance, past, present, and future. From Dr. Charles Drew, who changed emergency medicine forever, to the Black woman who invented the first home security system, to the agricultural genius whose methods still feed millions today. This isn't just history, it's proof of Black brilliance at work. And once you know their stories, you'll never see the world the same way again. So if you're ready to reclaim our legacy, celebrate our genius, and be inspired by Black excellence that changed the world, tap that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and let's dive in. Number 1. Dr. Charles Drew revolutionized blood storage and transfusion. Imagine a time when a single car crash could mean death, not because of injuries, but because doctors didn't have stored blood on hand to save lives. Before the 1940s, that was reality. Then came Dr. Charles Drew, a Black medical pioneer whose research on blood plasma preservation literally rewrote medical history. Drew developed techniques to separate, store, and transport blood plasma, laying the groundwork for what we now call modern blood banks. During World War II, his innovations saved thousands of soldiers' lives. Yet despite his brilliance, he faced deep systemic racism, including the Red Cross segregating blood by race, a policy he openly condemned. Eventually, Drew resigned in protest. His refusal to remain silent and his commitment to science over discrimination make Dr. Drew more than just a medical innovator. He was a revolutionary. Every time a life is saved through a transfusion, his legacy lives on. Next time you donate blood, remember Dr. Drew, the man who made it all possible. Number 2. George Washington Carver transformed agriculture forever. You've heard the myth. He invented peanut butter. But George Washington Carver did so much more than that. It's time to set the record straight. Carver developed over 300 products from peanuts and 118 from sweet potatoes, including paints, plastics, rubber, and even fuel. But his greatest contribution was agricultural innovation. In a South devastated by depleted cotton fields, Carver introduced crop rotation using nutrient-restoring crops like peanuts and legumes. This wasn't just science, it was survival for countless Black farmers. Carver taught sustainable farming to former slaves and sharecroppers, empowering communities with knowledge, not just tools. And despite his celebrity status, he never pursued wealth. He believed innovation should serve the people. Next time someone says the peanut guy, correct them. He was the soil's savior. Number 3. Marie Van Brittan Brown invented the home security system. Before Ring, before ADT, there was Marie Van Brittan Brown. In 1966, this Black nurse from Queens was tired of feeling unsafe in her own home. So she invented the first home security system, complete with cameras, two-way microphones, peepholes, and even a panic button that notified police. Her invention didn't just protect her, it became the blueprint for a multi-billion-dollar industry that still uses her design principles today. At a time when Black women's concerns were often ignored, Marie created her own solution and changed how the world thinks about home safety. Think your smart doorbell is smart? Thank Marie first. Number 4. Garrett Morgan revolutionized traffic safety. Every time you slow down at a yellow light, you're witnessing Garrett Morgan's genius in action. In 1923, he patented the 3-position traffic light, adding a crucial pause between stop and go. It sounds simple, but it drastically reduced accidents and became the global standard. But that's not all. Morgan also invented a gas mask used by firefighters and soldiers in World War I, again saving countless lives. Racism almost buried his contributions. Some companies refused to buy his inventions until they realized how much they worked. So next time you drive safely through an intersection, remember Garrett Morgan lit the way. Number 5. Dr. Daniel Hale Williams pioneered heart surgery. Heart surgery in the 1890s? Almost unheard of. But Dr. Daniel Hale Williams, a black surgeon, changed that. In 1893, he performed one of the world's first successful open heart surgeries, without antibiotics, x-rays, or modern tools. He also founded Provident Hospital, the first black-owned hospital in the U.S., giving black patients and doctors access to quality care when most hospitals turned them away. Millions live today because Dr. Williams dared to do what others thought impossible. Number 6. Frederick McKinley Jones revolutionized cold storage. Ever enjoyed fresh fruit in the winter? Think Frederick McKinley Jones, who in 1935 created the portable refrigeration system for trucks. This invention made year-round, long-distance food and medicine transport possible and birthed the modern cold supply chain. His tech was so essential it helped preserve blood and supplies during World War II. With 60-plus patents, Jones didn't just improve refrigeration, he revolutionized global food logistics. Every cold delivery owes something to Frederick McKinley Jones. Number 7. Granville T. Woods transformed train safety. Known as the Black Edison, Granville T. Woods invented the induction telegraph, allowing communication between moving trains and stations, crucial for preventing deadly crashes. He held over 60 patents, and his work was so impactful even Thomas Edison tried to claim it and lost. Woods revolutionized railway travel and paved the way for modern telecommunications. Without Woods, the trains and the world would have run off track. Number 8. In 1821, Thomas L. Jennings became the first African American to receive a U.S. patent for a dry scouring method, an early version of dry cleaning. But his legacy isn't just scientific. Jennings used the profits from his invention to support abolitionist movements, buying his family's freedom and funding the fight to end slavery. His innovation was technical, but his impact was revolutionary. More than just an inventor, Jennings was also a community organizer and legal pioneer. He became a prominent voice in New York's black abolitionist circles and helped found the Legal Rights Association, which laid the groundwork for future civil rights legal battles. He cleaned clothes and helped clean the stain of slavery. Number 9. Katherine Johnson launched America into space. Behind every NASA rocket launch in the 1960s was Katherine Johnson, a brilliant black mathematician who calculated flight paths for missions like Apollo 11. Yes, the moon landing. Her calculations were so accurate that John Glenn refused to fly until Johnson personally verified them. She didn't just work for NASA. She helped define its legacy, breaking both racial and gender barriers. She was also one of the first black women to integrate West Virginia University's graduate school, and her rise within NASA was chronicled in the hit film Hidden Figures, introducing her story to a global audience. Katherine Johnson proved that brilliance knows no gender or race, only opportunity. Without her math, astronauts would have missed the moon. Number 10. Dr. Mark Dean changed modern computing. If you're watching this on a computer or phone, thank Dr. Mark Dean. As an engineer at IBM, Dean helped develop the color PC monitor, the ISA bus, and the very microprocessors that power today's devices. He holds over 20 patents and helped make computers faster, more powerful, and more user-friendly. Yet, he's rarely mentioned in the tech canon. Dean also made history as one of the first African-American IBM Fellows, the company's highest technical honor. He later served as CTO for IBM Middle East and Africa and advocated for increasing black representation in STEM fields. Modern computing exists because of Dr. Dean, and it's time the world knew. These innovators didn't just change industries, they reshaped the world. Yet too often, their names are left out of the narrative. At My Blackness 100, we're rewriting that story, one invention, one legacy, one episode at a time. Which innovator surprised or inspired you the most? Drop a comment below. Hit like to show love. Tap subscribe and turn on notifications for more Black brilliance. Watch our next video on Top 10 Black Entrepreneurs Changing the World Today. Let's continue to learn, uplift, and honor our history together.
See you next time.